Welcome to Conversational Currency, Maryland's top small business talk show. I'm your host, Shadidi Laser. Ladies and gentlemen, communication is a superpower. And on Conversational Currency, we examine the value and importance of social skills for business in a digital era told through the stories, the lens of today's business and thought leaders. Through the story of our guests, as well as current events, we answer the question: if you were able to say the right words in the right moments to every man or woman in a business setting, how different would the quality of your life be? Success starts with seizing the opportunity. And right now is your chance to grab your digital assets execution plan. This is your step-by-step guide in order to package your skills, create digital products, and escape the time for money trap. Your next step is to browse mrshadid.com/assets and claim your free execution plan. In this exclusive interview, we are going behind the curtain, behind the scenes, and we're going to go into the world of virtual summits and specifically the Strength in Numbers Summit with our guest expert. You're going to learn some of the ups and downs of summits, why summits are a great business builder for any serious personal or business brand, and the story of our guests. Now, to discuss summits, I had to go to the mountaintop and gather the expertise of a lady who has not completed one summit, not two summits, not three summits, but four summits. And today, I welcome to the stage Charlene Tessier. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Shadid. I'm very happy and excited to be here, and happy to give a lot more tips and strategies to your audience.
Okay, now every superhero has an origin story. You know, Spider-Man started out somewhere, got bit by a radioactive spider, and now he started crawling walls and fighting crime. So in your case, when we talk about summits and we talk about your journey, what attracted you to summits to begin with? Where did you begin? What was the aha moment, and how did we get here?
Yeah. Well, we have to go back actually quite a bit further than that. And as you'll discover soon in my story, summits wasn't really something on my radar, nor was it something I thought I would ever be doing, to be honest. But what happened 3 years ago is I had a pretty thriving and lucrative offline business that was hyper local in Vancouver, Canada. And due to personal reasons, I had to actually move to Germany, where I'm based now still. And with it, I thought, hey, I'm going to move my business offline, online. How hard could it be? I've got a thriving offline business. I actually have a business degree. You know, I know what I'm doing. I can just push it online. What is really going to be the challenge there? And for over 2 years, I really struggled to grow my network. My list hardly grew at all. I actually struggled a lot with content, trying to actually find my audience online because I was extremely hyper local and offline before. I didn't really have any presence online. And so I didn't realize how difficult it would really be to get online. And then in March of 2020, COVID hit, and I actually thought that was going to be the end of my business and that this was going to probably kill my business because it was not doing that well to begin with. And I went to a mastermind. This is where entrepreneurs go to kind of help you strategize, come up with ideas and solutions to your most pressing business problem. And my most pressing business problem at the time was I need to grow my network online. I need to grow my list as quickly as possible. And I really wanted to talk to my customers, my fans, my audience, and really find out how I can serve them better. And so they suggested, why don't you do a virtual summit? And most virtual summits up to that point were really just recorded. They were all, like multi-day events with, 40, 50 plus speakers. You might remember those. They were mainly presentation heavy. or like the talking head, which was quite dry and boring. And so I thought, if I'm going to kind of go down in a flame and die my business, I'm going to do it in 3 weeks. So I gave myself just a 3-week runway to put on a live summit because I didn't want to have this really boring, dry kind of recording. I did 2 days. It was 6 hours each day. I believe it was 8 to 10 presenters, workshop style, so that we would be engaging like on Zoom and have a conversation together. And I gave myself 3 weeks, like I said, to do it. And I was scared, super scared when I did it. I thought, first of all, who's going to sign up for this? Because I didn't have a very big network. And is anybody even going to show up? Because it's 100% live, which is, pretty scary, honestly. So I, reached out to my contacts, which were pretty cold by this time. It's 2 years has gone by. I was kind of engaging them, but, not to the level that I probably should have been. And I was really surprised. My network actually really rallied and people stepped up and helped me. And I had 40 opt-ins and I was just shocked, like, wow, 40 people signed up. Well, the next hurdle was, of course, who's going to show up to these sessions? Is anybody even going to be there? And I was surprised again, between 5 to 10 people showed up for every call. There was no call where there was nobody. And so from there, I started to realize, wow, these summits are really amazing. And what came out of it was not only that I was able to build my network quite quickly because I was engaging speakers. It kind of gave me a reason to talk to people and engage with people. Of other business owners came, of course. And I started to build relationships with them. And over time, I've been able to grow, get more collaborations with them, and, and just have a lot of synergies. Of course, I met people who are my potential customer. I grew my list quite quickly, not as much on the first one, but as Shadid mentioned, I'm on my fourth one. And every time I do it, I almost double my opt-ins and bring in more people with new audiences and new reach. And lastly, like I was saying about getting connections and really understanding what my audience needed. And I was able to have these really amazing conversations with my, potential customers. And I learned so much from them that I've been able to sort of grow and scale my business in the last 9 months faster than I was in the previous 2 years. And in hindsight, COVID kind of helped me because it shoved everybody online, whereas previously everybody was in, meetups, physical conferences. And so it was actually somewhat of a blessing in disguise for me. And that's essentially my backstory. And that's where I am now.
Wonderful. Now, so much to digest and unpack from your story, your testimony. Now, one aspect that I found interesting as you shared your story is that I realized that from a relationship building standpoint, as everyone in the business circles that we find ourselves in tell us to build and network and build relationships. But what makes a summit interesting is that you're able to build relationships while providing a service or a valuable need for the people who are speaking at the event. Can you share how that unique type of relationship building has helped you?
Yeah. So, like I said, when I went that wasn't my first summit, but I believe the second one in June, I actually met a lady there who kind of was my fan. And then she started messaging me and LinkedIn, direct messaging me. We started having conversation about some networking events she was trying to run. And then we got into email. And then now in January, we've had a few meetings and are talking about collaboration. And none of that would have happened if I hadn't met her at my event in the summit. And what also I kind of found out was several other attendees found synergies within themselves. And of course, I connected with them on Facebook and LinkedIn. And then I started seeing when I was looking at their posts, hey, that person was my summit, was supporting them and posting things to support them. So it was kind of surprised that all these synergies and relationships even happened in the breakout rooms and in throughout the sessions that I didn't expect. I didn't, coerce them to do that. They did it because they felt that they actually had, something that really matched for their audience, and it matched together. And so that was a really amazing thing that can come out of the summit. If you run it, especially if you run it live. It's a little bit more difficult, I think, than if you run them recorded, which there are still quite a few. But I really do recommend, if you can, have the bravery to do it live, to try it live.
Now, let's go into a mindset of the summit organizer. Of course, you've been down this path every time. And from my own experience of hosting, let's say, in-person conferences over the years, there's always a sort of a new challenge that arises. There's no perfect event that ever happens, especially if it's live or even if it's pre-recorded. And so can you take us into some of the mindset mantras or approaches that you take when you think about putting together the summit? And then that imposter syndrome, the monster comes up and says, well, who do you think you are to gather all these smart people together on your stage? Take us into that inner dialogue that you go through and how you overcome it.
Yeah, definitely. One of the main things I'm really noticing now is when I did the first two, March and June, not that many people were doing virtual summits. And as you probably noticed in your inbox after Christmas, you probably get a summit request a week. So there is a huge saturation right now of summits. And one of the things I really try to do with each of my summit is to think about what is I'm going to really be delivering to the audience. What's the purpose of it? Not just, I'm putting together a bunch of people and we're going to do a promotion and have a big list build. That's not really any value to those who attend, right? That's kind of a personal, hey, I would like that, right? But I really do try to think about it from the perspective of who's going to come to this and what are they going to really get out of it. The other thing I also really try to think about is how can I reimagine it, because it's saturated now, especially. And so just putting on another summit with 20 speakers is hard because there's more and more people doing that. So if this summit, especially, I hand curated all of the workshop presenters, and that does take more work, but it ensures that it's going to be a very high value delivered to those who attend, to Shadid's participants, and anybody who comes in through Shadid, and through anybody who comes in through the other 21 speakers that will be there. So really thinking about what's the journey of the customer, why are they coming to this event, and if you can really curate the speakers so that it's a match for them, that will really bring the value not only to the speakers who are presenting, but also to the audience. And what was the last part about the challenges I had, or?
Well, that's how you overcame them. Like the challenges here, and you, in many cases, those who are tuning in have the same challenge or have the same idea, and the monster comes up and then they fade away and they don't go for it. But since you've already accomplished this, you found something to make you push forward and push through. And what would that be?
Definitely, if you are thinking about doing a summit, and I know a lot of people see these big events like mine. This is quite large, 3 days live. I think 7 hours a day, right? That's a lot. But I didn't start there. I started with a 2 half-day model, and I helped another one of my customers. She did a kind of a hybrid model where part of it was recorded and part of the sessions were live, and she sort of had just one session a day over a 5-day model. So that, because that's kind of what worked for her. So I would say, I know you see a lot of these big ones, but start really small scale. You can even put on a very small event, just three speakers, and do like a panel for hour and a half, right? So there's easy ways to kind of gateway into it without it being too overwhelming, and to kind of test out the market, because every time you do it, like you said, there's no perfect kind of, even though I've done it before, every time I have to improve on it or fix this that didn't work, or there's always some kind of back end disaster. Usually, I would say it's never ever perfect, and you just keep learning from it. And as always, when you go to the event or when I'm at my event, I really listen to what the audience asks for, what they want, and try to bring that next time, or bring it better next time.
Okay. So take us into the Strength in Numbers Summit. Take us into the planning of it, and what excites you about the upcoming event.
So what's exciting about this coming event, especially, is that I have a lot more speakers. But not only that, I have them in three main categories. The first is a set of speakers focusing on the entrepreneurial mindset fundamentals. And so that's where a lot of entrepreneurs have, mental blocks, personal challenges, and things that kind of self-sabotage them from really moving forward in their own business. And then we have where Shadid is part of, is the growth marketing strategies. And of course, there are many channels, from books to licensing to being on stages, as well as copywriting, branding. And of course, the list goes on, right? And then the third area I have is audience building connections. So that's kind of the area I am really passionate about, and that's about really engaging and showing up for my audience and delivering them super high value all the time. And what I'm really focusing on in this event is helping you to because the summit is very overwhelming. It's overwhelming to put it on for me, and it's overwhelming for the audience member coming, because there's a big panel, and they're kind of like wondering, well, what do I do? There's so much people going on, and you can easily kind of get drowned in a lot of knowledge and content. And so for this one, I'm really trying to focus on the entrepreneur who's coming, thinking about where you are now, where you want to be, and what talks really are going to be the workshops that are really going to help you with the next step, and really focusing on kind of this almost a customized experience, and that you come to it with a little bit of a game plan. It's not just, oh, I'm here and there's a lot of people to see. And so there will be actually a free worksheet that I will be including for everybody. There's no opt-in required or whatnot. And it's just kind of to help you navigate the Strength in Numbers Summit.
Now, from the summit breakdown, can you take us into, let's say, the level 1 tier and the VIP tier, and what some of those features and benefits are?
Yeah, so we have a free ticket for anybody who wants to come. It's completely free for the 3 days from March 17th, Wednesday, March 17th, 18th, and 19th. So if you come to any of those sessions, you will be able to, it's not webinar style, it's a Zoom room. So it's encouraged to engage and interact with all of the workshop presenters, who will be giving you actionable steps to help take you forward in your business. They will also be offering a free gift of some sort. Each one is customized to whatever they want to deliver to you. And then we have a VIP ticket, where it's for those who can't attend, say, all of the sessions, but really want to still get that up level value. We also, in the VIP ticket, is each presenter will be giving a mini masterclass, and that's kind of giving you some insight into their strategy and the next steps in your business, as well as a digital gift anywhere valued from $197 to $397. There's quite a few high value gifts there, and that mini masterclass and digital gift is not included in the free ticket. It's only for the VIP ticket, and that will be $197. Our tickets are actually going to open up next week. I'm still getting everybody's interview and masterclass in there, but we'll probably be able to put a few snippets and teasers out so people can even get a little sample of what that will be like in the masterclass.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charlene and team have gone again and put together a summit that represents the best and brightest of entrepreneurship. There will be a who's who of, let's say, speakers, experts, authors assembled virtually in order for you to take the next step within your business, within your brand, within your creative project that you're currently working on. That manifestation is known as the Strength in Numbers Summit. Will take place March 17th through 19th through the comfort of your internet web browser and comfort of your home for you to take the next step forward. On behalf of Charlene, I'm Shadid. You will be able to access the Strength in Numbers Summit through a link that will be placed within the description. Also, if you're on the Business Advisory Report mailing list, you will receive exclusive access as I will be serving as a speaker and taking you behind the scenes of my preparation and also what will go into the special gift giveaways for those of you who take the next step and go VIP. You don't want to miss it. You want to tune in March 17th through 19th at a browser near you, Strength in Numbers Summit. I am Shad Didi Laser. You've been tuning in to Conversational Currency, where we focus on the value and importance of social skills for business in a digital era told through the lens of today's business and thought leaders. You could have been anywhere in the world, but guess what? You were here with us. And for that, we appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in.